Hi,
Hi,
I'm Carissa.
I'm Callie.
Hi, Callie. Thank you for coming in and coming into my little humble office here. I know it's away from the agency, so it's nice and quiet. No one is going to listen in on this assessment. This is completely private. I know you in the lobby you had said that you had just turned 18, and so you're kind of nervous about what this entails and so forth. And so I just want you to rest assured that all of your information here is confidential. And so we don't have to tell your parents or anything like that. Plus you're over the age of 18. So legally I would need your permission. So like I said, everything is confidential. Okay. And I'm going to do what is called an alcohol use disorder identification test. Okay. Short term, it's called an audit. Okay. And so, out in the lobby, I had seen that you had a referral from your doctor.
Yes.
You went in. And what did you go into the doctor for again?
I had some abdominal pain.
Abdominal pain.
And during that visit, I mentioned that I was drinking beforehand and frequently in the previous weeks.
Okay.
And then after discussing that for a bit, he sent me here.
Okay, well good. You're in the right place then, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, it's just 10 questions, so it's not even going to take a long time at all. And if you have any questions or anything like that at any given time, I want you to just say, hey, whoa, wait, and ask for clarification. If at any time this assessment or these questions make you feel uncomfortable or you wish to leave, we can stop. Okay?
Okay.
And then what I want to show you, because, when I first saw this assessment and I looked at the alcohol, the standard alcohol drinks, I was kind of surprised at what was considered a standard drink. So I just want to show you on my lovely tablet here the approximate number of standard drinks. And so a 12-ounce can of beer, it's just one. And if we go down to malt liquor, and I don't know if you're aware of like Four Locos, they're pretty, the balls that they sell, buzz balls that they sell in the convenience store. So if that were 16 ounce, it would be considered 2 drinks. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And then on your table wine, it's just 5 ounces but a whole bottle is 5 drinks. Okay. And then this is your hard liquor. And so just depending, 16 ounces, that's considered 11 drinks.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, kind of go over that with you beforehand. So when we're answering the questions, you can adjust and there's no right or wrong answer, and there's nothing to be ashamed about what you're going to answer or anything like that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. So just 10 questions, right? How often do you have a drink containing alcohol?
I'd say like per week for 4 more times.
Okay.
Is the usual.
Is the usual? Okay. And how many drinks, let me get my pen. And how many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day when you are drinking?
Like maybe 3 or 4. Usually I go for 4 Locos. And you said, if I'm correct, that those were considered 2 if they're 16 ounces?
Yeah. So it's like 6 to 8.
Wow.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I just never thought of it like.
And a lot of times those Four Locos and stuff, they don't actually taste like alcohol, so they're easy to consume.
Yeah.
So it's okay. How often do you have 6 or more drinks on one occasion?
I think I'd say weekly, like every week, or if like there's a party or something, and I'm hanging out with friends, I'll probably drink up more.
Okay. And then question 4, how often during the last year have you found that you were not able to stop drinking once you had started?
Once I started, I don't think I've ever been able to stop myself. This has been like every day, constant problem. Once I start, I can't stop.
Okay, and how often during the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected from you because of drinking?
Maybe like once a month that's happened.
Okay. How often during the last year have you needed a first drink in the morning to get yourself going after a heavy drinking session?
Usually I start my week with a drink because of heavy drinking on the weekend. So like once a week, I'd say again, yeah.
Okay. And how often during the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking?
I think every day, I just, there's like this thing that I can't get rid of whenever I drink and the aftermath of that.
Okay. How often during the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because you had been drinking?
Every time I drink daily. So, yeah, when I drink, I like completely black out. I don't remember what goes on. I just like wake up somewhere I didn't remember going to bed.
Okay. Have you or someone else been injured as a result of your drinking?
Yes. I think a couple of years ago I injured a friend while drunk.
Okay. Has a friend or relative or doctor or another health worker been concerned about your drinking or suggested you cut down?
Yes. Recently when I went in for the abdominal pain.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to tally these up real quick, and I just want you to know that I'm really glad that you came in to see me, and that if you want to stop or slow down, or you think that it's become a problem, that there's help out there. Okay. And so based on your score, you were at high risk that for alcohol dependence. And what that means, and I'm not sure if you know this or not, but once you become alcohol dependent, you need to seek medical attention, that your body will eventually, it will need it, and you can go into seizures, and it's one of the things that can cause death. And so I don't mean to scare you, right? It's very like overwhelming, and I think that you said that you're waiting for the labs to come back for your liver enzymes and stuff for the abdomen pain from the doctor. I just want you to know that I have connections and that we can get you medically detoxed. We can, if you're interested in outpatient care and you think that you may have a problem, that there is hope out there and we can get you the help that you need. Does that sound like something that you'd like me to look into?
Yes.
And don't worry about insurance or anything like that. If you don't have insurance, there's agencies, because I know that you're young, right? And there's agencies and that are state funded, and so you'll be given the best top quality care. Okay. And do you have any questions for me? Are you okay?
I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's going to be okay, okay?
Okay.
You never have to be alone with this again, okay? And so I'm going to write some numbers down, and I'm going to give you my direct office line that if you have any questions or anything like that, you just come back, okay? Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I at first I had a colleague of mine do the interview, and there was so many things that I missed, and so I asked a close friend to go ahead and and do this this interview, and I think that it hit home for them because they know the effects of alcohol and drug addiction in the family, and so I think that they felt at ease, and I know that there was a good rapport. One thing that I wish that I had done different or better was I wish that I had printed out resources right then and there and had them readily available, so as like maybe a handout, so that way the client could, you know, take something with them physical right off the bat, and instead of I'll look into it, and that I think would be better benefit. And then just, you know, I'm still kind of awkward on this assessment tool. I'm coming from the biopsychosocial assessment, and so it's a long process, and this was just a the alcohol you know, use kind of disorder, you know, and so that's kind of, you know, I just wish that there was more clarity. Maybe I could have looked into what a mock interview looks like, or an actual assessment on YouTube or something like that. But overall, I think that some of the things that I'm strong in is my body language and my ability to keep people at ease and comfortable without any judgment. And so those are all strengths that I have. I think that just being better equipped, even if it was a pretend handout that I handed them with resources, I think that would have been better in my overall assessment. But the questions, I am glad that I covered all that, and my client teared up a little bit, which was, I think, very authentic, especially when we're coming into the effects of alcohol and it has on our body, and the confusion, especially in young people, assuming that it could never happen to them until they're trying to quit and they can't. So all in all, I think this was a job well done. I'm looking forward to having feedback and seeing where I could have strengthened my interview skills so that I better can reach clients. Thank you for this opportunity.